Hello there guys, and we are now halfway through Marble Clash Competition Season 3 right now, as we are now heading into the 9th event, as we have ourselves a brand new event of the season, the Ramen Bowl Time Attack. This is a very unique event that has barely been seen in any other Marble comps. Meanwhile, in the overall standings, Team Acid has the lead, followed by the Poseidons, Paintballers, Cub and Cosmos, and then Frenzy Fireworks. As we're going to be taking a look at this example run here. One team will have 4 of their members go in the funnel, and all they have to do is try to stay in as long as possible, but their first marble can straggle a bit, but it's based on teamwork. Your best 3 times will be counted, and they will be added together to make the best total score. Whoever has the highest will win the event. So yeah, this event is based on endurance and teamwork. So let's see how these teams are going to do. Starting us out, we have the Whimsical Stars, who are currently sitting in 6th place in the overall standings, only having a bronze medal to their credit after only gaining in the team pursuit. Let's see how they do, and they are off. As they're rolling around the funnel, they need to push away from, their best tactic right here is to try to push themselves away from the hole and get themselves a bit of a good consistent time to stay alive. As we're looking at right here, the Whimsical Stars didn't do actually that bad. I would say that was a pretty good result. That marble on the top, I think that was Lyra who was holding on the longest and pushing one of the marbles to make themselves trying to stay in for much longer than they needed to. And starting with itself, we have a 42.98 to start things off for this event. And Whimsical Stars, that's not a bad result they decided to get. Alright, next up we have the Crimson Blades. It's currently sitting in dead last. This is not looking great for the rookie team. No medals to their credit so far. They are only one of the 2 teams that don't have a single medal as of right now after this event, along with the Azure Alchemists, who also don't have a single one as well. As we're looking at right here, they're starting to go pretty well here. Starting to push away from the funnel, and some of these are pretty good times here. Also, the time will only count when they decide to land through the funnel. And not when they just finish the finish line at the yellow part yet. It's just when they just land inside. That's how it will count. And looking right here, 43.12. That's a pretty good result there from the Crimson Blaze, and they managed to overtake the Whimsical Stars and will take P1. Alright, next up we have the Paintballers, who are sitting in 3rd in standings, 2 gold medals so far. Our Season 2 champs really need to make some good ground here. They're doing pretty well so far, but let's see how they do in this funnel. Ooh, some big quick ones for their 1st and 2nd. They just really need to make up with those previous results. And ooh, that was a nice clashing in there by, I think that was Airsoft, who managed to run into those 2 marbles to give themselves a bit of extra time to stay in the funnel. And I would say that's a very great strategy there by Airsoft. As we're looking right here, that first marble was able to keep those marbles alive, as looking at Airsoft ramming into those 2 to keep them going for just a bit longer as possible. And 44.67, Paintballers have now taken the 1st place position. Very nicely done by them. Alright, now we move on to Malachi Manses, who are currently sitting in 9th in the standings with only a gold medal after only getting it in climbing. Let's see if they can do better here. Right now they are off. Going pretty slowly but surely in the funnel. And going pretty well here. Trying to make us some ground with some good times. And it's actually going pretty well here. So they weren't able to reach or able to pass the 18-second mark or 17-second mark. I wasn't particularly sure. I would say that's actually not a bad result for Malachi Manses, but I don't know if that's actually going to be enough to beat the Paintballers. I'm not quite sure about that, but let's see how it says. And let's see right here. Oh, and they do! 45.81. Malachi Manses take P1, and that's a great consistency in times. Very nicely done by them. That's a very good run there from Malachi Manses. That could be an opportunity for another gold medal they could try to achieve, just unless any of the other teams can do. Alright, anyways, now we move on to Team Acid, our leaders currently in the overall standings. A gold and 2 silvers to their credit. So far, they're not looking really great here. They only passed 10 seconds. They just need to try to stay alive. That last marble tried to hit some marbles, but wasn't able to. But they just missed. And sadly, that's probably not going to be a great time set by Team Acid. There's a bit of inconsistency there. I was looking at that last marble, trying to catch anybody, but missed completely. And looking at the score, 41 aways. Ugh. Not the best one we've seen. That's so far going to put them in dead last for now. Alright, anyways, now move on to Clover Clash. Currently seeing 13, very low in the standings. Only having themselves a goal to their credit in the Ramen Street Course. And off they go. Around the funnel. Who's going to fall in first? Well, it doesn't really matter who falls in first. It's just try to be predicament and just try to survive. Just trying to be a bit consistent. I don't think that's going to be anywhere close to trying to reach those top positions by Clover Clash. It seems a bit wonky in that second funnel. Let's look at right here. Let's see, that first marble trying to stay alive, but no. Actually, that other marble decided to save them to stay a bit longer, but just didn't last longer a bit after. And 41-40, Clover Clash will be sitting in 5th place, just only beating out Team Acid. Now we move on to our hosts, the Ramen Bombshells, who are doing so far just barely in the top half, only having a silver and a bronze in their credits, and currently sitting in 8th. Let's see right here, and in the funnel, who's gonna fall first? Oh, 3 marbles went in very quickly there. They just need to make some good ground. And oh my god, it's not looking great there. Ugh. That doesn't look particularly great there by the Ramen Bombshells. They just fell in a lot more quicker than usual. This could be possibly a very low score. Just trying to stay alive there. That second marble tried to give them some assistance, but wasn't able to. 38-19. Man, that's very low. It's like 3 seconds lower than Team Acid. And that will put them in dead last easily. Alright, now we move on to Skyrockets, sitting in 10th place, only having themselves a bronze medal. They only got that one in the duo halfpipe. Let's see if they can do well in this event. And right now, they are spinning around pretty well here. 74 was just went a bit too quickly. Against the second one. Ooh, they're trying to stay alive pretty well. Oh, look at them. Going pretty well here. And here comes that last marble trying to stay alive. Ooh, going pretty well here. They managed to reach 18 seconds. That's actually a really good time. That could possibly give themselves a boost to get to the top, but I don't know if that's going to be enough, though. Judging by those other 2 best times, I don't know if that's going to be able to beat that. It could be close. Oh, and actually, yes, does actually beat it. 46.67, and that puts Skyrockets into the 1st place position. Wow, what an impressive run there for Skyrockets. And that's going to give them the lead as we're now halfway through the event, followed by Malachi Misses and the Paintballers and the Crimson Blaze, who rounded the top half for now throughout this event. Alright, next up we have the Calvin Cosmos, sitting in 4th in the standings with a silver and a bronze. And another silver as well. Let's see how they can do in this event. I'm barely gonna say anything. They all went to him very quickly. And their first, oh my god. I don't think any of them managed to pass 14 seconds at all. That is a very bad result there by the Calvin Cosmos. Calvin Cosmos, so far who have been doing very well at the start of the season. And it's starting to fall apart here throughout these latest events as we're going through. 36.34. My god, that is a very low result. That puts them way down in 9th place. As dead last for now. But anyways, let's see what happens here as we're now moving on to Prison Pathfinders, who have themselves 2 medals to their credit, but currently sitting in 12 with some bit of inconsistency results. So far with a silver and a bronze to their credit. Let's see how they can do in this event. They're not going pretty bad here, but I'm not really sure. Oh, that quick Prison Pathfinders man knocked one of the members into the funnel, but it only decided to give themselves a bit of a boost to try to stay alive a bit longer. As I look at the replay, let's see right here. They bump into them, decide to stay on just for a bit longer, but That actually helped out pretty well, but those other two marbles managed to hurt them a bit. 38-6-9. That puts them down in 8th place. And now move on to Azure Alchemists, the other team who doesn't have a medal to their credit, who are currently sitting 14th in the standings, only being out Team Clear and the Crimson Blades. Well, let's see how they can do in this one. And not going pretty badly here. The other marble was trying to stay alive there. Oh, but those other marbles are very messed up pretty badly. Oh, and that last marble managed to try to stay alive here. As you might know, this is a different kind of funnel that has rarely been used. This is known as the IMR funnel, and usually those funnels are usually used for racing. So it can lead us to some crazy mishaps just to try to stay alive. And 38-4, that puts them down all the way in 9th place. Ouchies there by the Azure Alchemists. Alright, next up, the Plastic Viewers, sitting in 11th in the standings, only having themselves a bronze so far, only got that in the first event, which was Distance Drag. And they haven't done very well since. They have been doing still pretty average, but not doing anything impressive throughout the rest of the season. And that first marble, second, third marble. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, that is not an impressive result there by the Plastic Viewers. That might be the worst one so far. All 4 of these marbles went into the funnel very quickly. I don't think that's going to be good at all, as I would see. And yep, that puts them in dead last, 33.83. Their best one was only to be 12.11. My god, that is very slow. Alright, anyways, we're 3/4 of the way through this event. Now we move on to the Poseidons, sitting in 2nd place in the overall standings. Only having themselves 2 gold medals in their hands, one in duo half-pipe and one in the previous event, the block trials. And so far, not going bad actually. Here, trying to push them members, trying to away to the funnel. But starting to go pretty well here. And then last marble managed to reach 16 seconds, which is a pretty good result. As from the Skyrockets, who did 18, which was way more impressive to stay alive. I don't think any marble has any managed to reach 20 seconds at all, as we have barely ever seen that happen. And look at right here, 43.19. That's sadly just barely missed out on the podium for the Poseidons. That's very close, but not enough. Alright, next up, Team Clear, sitting 15th in the standings, only got the bronze in the block trials. Let's see how they can do in this one. And off they go. Trying to go themselves into a bit of a line, just with a bit of consistency, but I don't think that was capable enough to be good. Well, what about their consistency in the second funnel? And that's actually not going bad here. Team Clear managed to get their last marble to 16 seconds. I believe that was Glass who was the last one to finish. As we're looking at right here, some bit of teamwork happening, just trying to stay away from each other to mistakenly bump themselves into the funnel. As they look at that first marble that was about to go in, just leaps out and just stayed long. And that result they got, they just barely missed out on the podium as well. They just barely beat the Poseidons there, but wasn't enough to reach the podium spots. But anyways, 2 more marbles left to go. Green Beans are now up next. So far, their currency is 7th in the standings. 2 silvers. They had the lead for quite a moment throughout the standings after like event 4, but lost it out at some point for the next event. But anyways, let's see how they do. And that last marble managed to do pretty nicely there, but I got myself a glimpse out of it. I didn't see how the other marbles did, but judging by what I was thinking there, I don't think they did as great as they did. Let's see, yeah, that second marble that went in, they went too quickly there. And 38.75, that puts the Green Beans in 10th place. That's gonna probably drop them down a bit more than they would be. But anyways, we're now down to our last team, the Frenzy Fireworks. So far, Skyrockets and the Malachi Menaces are guaranteed themselves a podium. The other team that's in the podium spot right now is the Paintballers. Can the Frenzy Fireworks crack them? Frenzy Fireworks, who have a gold and a bronze in the overall standings, currently sitting in 5th. They're doing not too bad. So far, they have been very consistent throughout these events so far. Let's see how they do. And that last one we're going pretty well here. Oh, almost reached 16 seconds, but I don't think that was enough. And judging by what I saw, I don't think this is actually going to be enough to take the top positions. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be enough for Frenzy Powers to make the top half, but will that though? Oh, it does actually. 42.46, they just barely take the bottom of the top half position, which is 8. So our winners of the Ramen Bowl time attack are the Skyrockets. Congratulations to them. They will get themselves a 25-point result with their very consistent of 46.67. Malachi Manson will get themselves a silver medal here, and the Paintballers are gonna get themselves a bronze. In the overall standings, the Paintballs have now jumped the Team Acid and the Poseidons, and it's the top 3 are now 2 points apart from each other. This is going to be very close here. Anyways, next up will be event number 10, which is the Jousting. Thanks for watching, we'll see you guys soon.